Dr. Evelyn Carter, a celebrated but fiercely pragmatic archaeologist, receives an urgent invitation from Lord Whitmore, a reclusive antiquarian with a penchant for the occult. The meeting takes place at his sprawling manor, a creaking ivy-covered relic that seems to exhale its own secrets. Whitmore presents Evelyn with the Codex Tenebris, an ancient tome whose cover is etched with shifting symbols that evade direct gaze. Whitmore recounts its macabre history, owners who perished mysteriously, whispers of a curse, and accounts of madness that plagued anyone who dared to read its pages. Evelyn scoffs at the tales, attributing them to superstition. Curiosity outweighing caution, she agrees to study the book. As her fingers brush the leather, a shiver runs through her spine, but she dismisses it as a draft from the drafty old room. She assures Whitmore that the curse is nothing more than a myth and begins her work. Back at her study, Evelyn dives into the translation. The text describes an ancient civilization obsessed with communing with entities from beyond the veil of reality. As she translates, she begins to notice peculiar changes. Her plants wither overnight, and shadows in her house seem to stretch unnaturally long. Evelyn's assistant, Marcus, grows increasingly worried. He finds her muttering to herself, her eyes sunken and bloodshot. He discovers pages from the Codex scattered across her desk, filled with annotations that seem more like ramblings than scholarly notes. Evelyn becomes consumed by a singular goal, deciphering the summoning ritual described in the final chapter. The words call to her, whispering promises of unparalleled knowledge and power. Marcus begs her to stop, warning that her obsession is taking a toll. Evelyn snaps, accusing him of trying to sabotage her work. Late one stormy night, Evelyn completes the ritual's translation. Driven by a mix of hubris and curiosity, she prepares to perform the incantation. Marcus discovers her in the study, the air heavy with the scent of burning candles and the faint sound of chanting. "Evelyn, stop this madness," Marcus shouts, but she ignores him, her voice rising in fervor as she speaks the ancient words. A sudden, deafening silence falls over the room. The candles snuff out, plunging them into darkness. Then the portal opens, a swirling vortex of shadows that pulsates with an otherworldly hum. From the abyss emerges a figure, grotesque and towering, its form constantly shifting as if struggling to maintain shape. Its eyes burn with malevolent light, and its voice reverberates with unearthly power. "You have summoned me, mortal. What price will you pay for your folly?" Evelyn stares in awe and terror as the entity steps closer. "I only sought knowledge," she whispers. "Knowledge comes at a cost," it hisses, extending a clawed hand toward her. Evelyn screams as her body convulses, her mind flooded with visions of endless voids and unimaginable horrors. Marcus, realizing the gravity of the situation, grabs an iron candlestick and strikes the codex. The book emits a high-pitched shriek, and the portal begins to destabilize. The entity recoils, its form unraveling as it is dragged back into the void. The room collapses into chaos as the portal closes with a deafening roar. Evelyn collapses, unconscious, while the codex crumbles into ash. Days later, Evelyn awakens in a hospital bed, her memory fractured. She is haunted by fragmented visions of the entity and whispers that echo in her mind. Marcus, guilt-ridden but relieved she survived, stays by her side. However, the ordeal leaves Evelyn irrevocably changed. She avoids mirrors, claiming she sees something else staring back. Marcus notices the sigil on her wrist, a faint glowing mark that pulses in time with her heartbeat. That night, as Marcus tries to sleep, he hears whispers in his room. At first they're faint like the rustle of leaves, but they grow louder, forming his name. He turns to see his shadow stretching unnaturally across the wall, the sigil glowing faintly on his chest. The codex may be gone, but its curse lingers, hungry for new prey.